Bahamas First General Insurance, Dana Munnings-Gray, Acting Superintendent at the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, as well as Rodney Bain, Supervisor of Communications, Business Intelligence, and Consumer Awareness at the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas. That is quite a title. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we are here to discuss the perceived risks from the lack of awareness regarding non-insurance of property and motor insurance. So first of all, let's start with what is non-insurance in the context of property or motor vehicle insurance?
Right. I'll grab that question if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So that's essentially not having any type of insurance protection against the asset of your home or operating a motor vehicle on the roads, as the folks say, driving dirty, without any insurance coverage, and of course the exposures that come along with both of them.
And speaking to those exposures, what are the risks of being non-insured or underinsured when it comes to those things?
Again, non-insured, no, let's take it from a property standpoint. We face hurricane threats 6 months out of the year. We face fire 12 months out of the year. We have water damage. So you can sustain significant damage to your home without insurance. And of course, operating a motor vehicle, we see all of the incidents of accidents. We see persons being injured. What we want to encourage people to do is not to operate a motor vehicle at all without making sure you have insurance coverage and the protection that goes along with it.
You know, for those who aren't necessarily riding dirty or they do have insurance for their home, but they don't have sufficient, what does being underinsured look like in the event of a claim?
Yeah, that's always a tricky one. So we've had quite a number of hurricanes in the Bahamas, and every time we go through the process, we still find persons not having adequate value on their insurance policy to cover the damage. Underinsurance basically says, look, let's use the mathematical example. If you are required to rebuild your home at $200,000, insure it for $200,000. Don't insure it for $100,000 just to save a premium, because at the end of the day, it's not going to give you the full performance of the policy that you want. Now, notice I didn't say a penalty, because we tend to use that term a lot.
No.
It's performance. The policy performs as it should. If you insure it as you ought to, you'll be fine.
You know, for folks who need to assess, perhaps you'll have maybe an older couple. Well, I bought this house for $100,000 or $90,000, and now it will cost more. How do they assess the new value of their home or the new value of rebuilding their home?
Yeah.
So,
okay, me again. No, I mean, this is where you actually can get in contact with any, I guess, quantity surveyor to give you an updated value of your home. Because you're right, things change, prices of construction change, and you always want to make sure that you have adequate insurance on it. That's something that, as a homeowner, unfortunately, you've got to do, because the insurance company is only going to work on what you've told them. So it's really your responsibility. Go out there, get someone to do the valuation for you, take it into your company and get it done.
How often should that process of valuation take place?
Well, the way things are going in terms of the price changing, I would say every 5 years is a good benchmark. 7 years is probably stretching it. So 5 years is a good benchmark for you to get out there and just ask the question.
Are there any legal implications for persons who lend out their motor vehicle to someone who's not listed on their insurance policy?
Oh wow, this is getting fun.
I'm gonna let you jump in. We gotta spread it out.
So Richard is obviously taking the questions from more the insurer side.
Right.
And so we will deal with it more so on the insurance commission side as the regulator.
Yeah.
Try and see how much you know so we can talk
Yes.
to him later.
Yeah, nothing like having your regulators watch you perform. Yeah, there are implications. I mean, the reality is you can get out there, operate a motor vehicle, have an accident, cause injury or damage to someone's property, and that's all on you if you're not insured. For a couple of $100, you can pass that risk on to your insurance company. Don't take the chance. Just simply put, don't take the chance.
Okay, you
And
mentioned.
and-
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
go ahead.
and just to kind of jump into that, what we see on the insurance commission side is more so the complaints that come from underinsurance or not being insured. And so in the event that there is an accident, what we would see on our end is the fact that someone is saying, I was involved in an accident with somebody that may not have had insurance or had insurance, but I'm now at a loss because either one, they didn't report the accident, or two, they didn't have insurance even though they said that they did.
You touched on what you do to step in. Speak a little bit about the role of the regulator.
And so at the Insurance Commission, we were establishing legislation in 2005, enacted in 2005, however, established in 2009. So we're a regulatory agency that has remit of the entire industry of insurance, insurance companies as well as intermediaries. So what we actually do is we ensure the licensing and registration of all insurance companies and intermediaries, to include agents and brokers, salespersons. We also have responsibility for financial regulation, ensuring that those companies are liquid, they have adequate capital in order to carry on, and more importantly, to pay claims. And so we are also a market conduct regulator. So we look at the conduct of our licensees to ensure that there's fair treatment for the stakeholders, i.e. the policyholders.
I was going to say, insurance is one of those things that I think it stirs a lot of feelings.
Yes,
I think for both sides. You know, if somebody feels like they are being treated unfairly in some respects by their insurance provider, what is your role, I guess, in that?
So one thing at the Insurance Commission, we are here to safeguard not just insurance companies, but the policyholders. So if anybody have any issues with their policy, they come to us just for questions, and we have a complaints department that handles that. And one thing is in our complaints department, we ensure the policyholder understands their contract. So we saw that there was a deficit in that. So in our campaign, one of my many titles, we want to educate our population to say, hey, know your policy, understand the thing you're getting insured for, and don't just say BFG is trying to swing you, but understand that these are the things that you signed up for. So we want to thank BIA for allowing us to come on this platform, and you're going to hear a lot more from us to say, hey, you need to understand your policy, understand the role of the commission, and understand how you can better use, as you say, how to perform how you want it to perform.
And finally, how does one become a better consumer as it relates to insurance?
And so I would just jump in and say, in terms of being educated, so that's the most important thing. Know your policy, know exactly what you're getting covered, and ensure that you're adequately covered, just so that you can appreciate whether or not your insurance will respond the way that you intended to respond. I will also say, if you follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn,
Yes.
and our social media pages, the Insurance Commission is ensuring that we do our part to educate the public.
Sure.
All right, and if somebody wants to get in contact with BIA?
Yeah, so the Bahamas Insurance Association is there. You can follow us on, I guess, Facebook. But again, the whole thing is really awareness. I mean, it's the conjunction with the commission, it's the industry. We are doing our part to make consumers more aware of what they purchase and to get the proper performance going forward.
Absolutely. So we all need to take an active role in being insured, pursuing insurance, making sure we know exactly what we signed up for, so that in the day of trouble, we'll have everything that we need.
That's correct.
Thank you all so much for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.